Celebrate the big game.
Plus, I'll show you an augmented reality way to make new friends
before we kill everyone with the plague.
It's time for iOS
Today.
iOS Today comes to you from Twit's LastPass Studios. You're focused on security, but are your employees? LastPass can ensure they are by making access and authentication seamless. Visit lastpass.com/twit to learn more.
Podcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
iOS Today is brought to you by LastPass. LastPass is a personal password manager and identity solution for businesses that helps secure everywhere you work and live. One password gets you in, and LastPass takes care of the rest. Visit lastpass.com/twit to learn more. iOS Today time. iOS Today time as we march on down the line. This is the show where we talk about iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, Apple TV, CarPlay, anything with an I in it. This is the iOS Today show. I'm Leo Laporte.
Leo Laporte, L-I-O Laporte.
Leo.
I am Mikah Sargent.
Mikah Sargent. You already have an I in your name.
Yeah, I do. So it accounts. Yes.
There's
words.
no I in team.
There's no I in team,
And
but there is one in Twit.
It's the big game week.
Ooh, boy.
Everybody's
boy,
in
howdy.
Miami.
Yes,
for
because
the Super Bowl.
The Puppy Bowl.
The what?
The Puppy Bowl.
I bet you seem like the type that Scott Wilkinson always says, "Oh, I don't watch the Super Bowl. I don't like sport, but I do enjoy the Puppy Bowl."
Now,
like, come on.
I'll watch. I actually am contractually obligated to watch this game, not by you, but by the ancient pact between a mother and her son.
Yeah, because this is good. There is a literal rivalry going on here.
So this was kind of fun. Leading up to the Super Bowl, my mom texted me and she said, the Chiefs might make it to the Super Bowl, and if they do, you have to watch it for me. And I said,
She
okay.
can watch it at home, too.
Yeah. I said, okay. I was planning on watching it anyway. I usually
watch
watch some of
FaceTime
it.
her while you're watching.
Oh, that would be kind of
together.
fun. And so I said, yeah, I'll absolutely do that. And so then she texted me later on, Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, baby!
Is she a big fan?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
She's the shouty, like...
Yeah, so's Lisa. Yeah.
In fact, I told my mom, I said, if I'm going to do this, then I need you to send me a video with pointers on what I'm supposed to shout. Like, what do I need to say?
Go Chiefs!
And she said, well, that video might contain a lot of expletives,
Yeah.
but I'll do it. And
wow,
then,
this is going to be tough next week.
Yeah.
Because one of us will come out a winner.
Yes.
And then you're going to be a loser.
That's probably not what's going to happen. We'll see. But then I head on to Instagram, and Lisa had posted about the 49ers. Yeah. And so then I kind of mentioned, oh dear, it's the Chiefs versus the 49ers.
Yeah.
And she's like, but you're near San Francisco now, so you have to. And I said, no, my mom will disown me.
So we've been talking off and on about maybe moving to Las Vegas when we retire. And the place we're looking at is just down the road from the new Allegiant Stadium where the former Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas Raiders, will be playing. And I say, Lisa, we can get season tickets. We'll be Las Vegas Raiders fans. She said, over my dead body. She says, you do not change your allegiance. So she will not hold it against you if you stay here in the Bay Area, but remain a KC fan. That's okay.
Yeah.
In fact, she would think less of you if you suddenly were wearing 49ers colors.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So that's that. That is
She
why.
asked me why, because I moved here from Rhode Island.
Oh, what are they?
And she said, well, the Patriots. And she said, how come you're not a Patriots fan? I said, but I moved before the Patriots were in the NFL, so it's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. They were still in the
we used to have the St. Louis
AFL.
Rams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Briefly, the Rams were in St. Louis. They had a brief sojourn.
I actually, growing up, I was a Rams fan.
Really?
Yeah.
That's how young he is.
Yeah. I had a Rams watch. I named
Did
my
you really?
pet. I named my pet rat after the quarterback at the time.
When they left to go back to L.A., did that break your poor little child?
No, because by that time I didn't care.
So you could see we're a little bit Super Bowl crazy. It's coming up on Sunday, and it just completely by chance happens that we have opposite teams in this hunt.
Yeah, that dog will hunt.
But that's not what we're going to talk about all day today. Yes, it is.
In fact, that's what. That's not what we're going to talk about. We're
going to talk about
literally.
football. So if you're not in it, the problem is a lot of people who watch Twit say, and I'm sure I believe it, that they're not fans of hand egg, the sport ball.
The pig skin.
They don't. That's not their thing, man.
Okay, so what are they not into? Pig skin, into I don't know, horse skin.
It's hard not to get excited. At least one game a year, the big game at the end of the.
That's the
season.
wrong one. There,
That's
pal.
the right one, there, pal.
Well, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm not big into sports. I did play football in high school.
Did you?
And I enjoyed it.
You're kind of a slender
Yeah,
fellow.
I was.
What did you? Were you a running back?
I was a wide receiver and a
wide
running
receiver.
back.
Perfect. Yeah.
And had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
However, not really big into sports in general. I tend to get kind of bored watching it.
Boy, football of all the sports seems like the most exciting to watch.
I agree.
There's so much going on.
Baseball, snore.
Yeah.
Although it's weird because of the group of nerds who do watch sports, it seems like baseball's kind of the big thing.
It's very stats heavy, and there's a lot of math. There's math involved.
That's what it is. I'm also not a mathematician.
Yeah. So there's a lot of interest in that. This is going to be the first Super Bowl that you will be able to watch in 4K, ultra high dynamic definition, HDR, high dynamic range. And that's pretty exciting. So the first thing I want to show you is how you could do that. And of course, you have to have a 4K HDR TV. Mm-hmm. And I should mention that they're actually shooting the game. The cameras are 1080p, but it's 1080p 60 frames per second. So, and honestly, with sport, I think 60 frames per second, a high frame rate, may even be more important.
I was going to say that seems like the important part, and that way you can see the movement of the nose hairs in the players as they run down
the detail will be good, but because it's a fast-paced game, when the ball, on a slower frame rate, when the ball's flying through the air or a running back is running down the field, they're a little blurry. With 60 frames. It should be a crisper picture. So if you have a 4K, if you have a 4K TV, first of all, you'll need a 4K streaming device.
Right. So
well, actually, this shouldn't say that necessarily. If there are cable companies like Comcast Xfinity, if you have an X1 box, technically that is a streaming box, but it may not seem that way to you. Okay. You can watch it on X1. Same thing with DirecTV. They're going to have a way to watch it. I think you don't need a streaming box for that. But you can also, if you have a Roku Ultra 4K streaming box, an Apple TV Plus, I know many of you do, not TV Plus, the latest Apple TV is 4K.
The 4K, yep. Apple TV 4K, because I only have, I have two 4th gen Apple TVs. They don't do 4K.
Unfortunately, Apple TV is not the best way to do it because it won't be doing HDR, high dynamic range. If you have a Fire TV Cube, if you have a Fire TV 4K stick, if you have, in other words, the hardware to stream it, then there are a number of over-the-top services that will let you do it. Fubo.
Oh, good old Fubo.
Fubo TV, this is from CNET, will let you do it. You can do it on Altis's Optimum, on Comcast Xfinity, on Dish, Verizon Fios, DirecTV, as I mentioned. I tell you how I'm going to do it. It's with the Fox Sports app.
See, okay. So I've got some apps as well on which you will be able to stream the game. And some of them have restrictions on whether you can AirPlay them or not. Stream them. Yeah,
that's an interesting question. Yeah. And of course, if I can't AirPlay it, there's no point. My preferred way of doing this, though, is put this on your Roku Ultra or your Xbox, your NVIDIA Shield, if you have a 4K device, your Roku Ultra, then you'll be able to watch the game on those devices plugged into the TV. Yeah, so don't put it on. You can have it on your iPad if you want to see all this extra stuff they do. But if you want to watch the game in 4K, and by the way, normally you'd have to have a subscription with your cable company. Fox Sports says for this one time only.
Yeah.
You won't need to. Although they do have a 7-week trial too, so you know.
That's the same thing. So for the NFL app, you'll be able to stream the game right from within the NFL app, but that's one where you can't AirPlay it.
You can't AirPlay, and it may not be 4K in the NFL app. So that's something. Now's the time to do a little research.
Yes,
and maybe even run to the store and buy a 4K TV and a device that you can.
If you were looking for a reason to buy a 4K television, and it's because you want to see the game in all of its color, you can do that. And then also Yahoo Yahoo Sports is streaming the game from their app as
I
well.
don't think in 4K. So, but that you will want to check out.
Yeah.
So to me, the most important thing, as I said, they're shooting at 1080p, is the frame rate.
Right.
And even if you don't have a 4K TV, if you have a TV capable of 1080p 60 frames, you're probably going to get most of the benefit. They're just upscaling it for 4K. HDR, which normally to me is the most important if you're watching a movie, a TV show that's shot in HDR, high dynamic range, means there's a broader distance, a wider range between the darkest darks and the brightest whites. And that makes it more realistic. It makes it more dramatic. But the problem is a football game, everything is lit perfectly evenly. There are no dark pools of shadows anywhere on the field. So I don't think that high dynamic range is going to be much of a benefit to anybody.
The Kansas City. Well, I guess they're
maybe
both
in the
red, aren't
halftime
they?
show. There's going to be a halftime
You'll be able to tell
show.
the difference between the 49ers red and the KC Chiefs red, or was one of them going to wear the opposite
No, the Niners
color?
are going to be wearing white for this game. They are the. I think they're the away team.
Their skins were shirts.
Yeah.
Wait, are they playing in Kansas
No, they're
City?
playing in Miami.
Oh.
But one team has to be home and one team has to be away. They alternate that.
Why is it in Miami?
Do I have to explain this?
Yes,
all
please.
to you
I do want to know why. Like, how do they choose where?
They rotate the Super Bowl among all the big stadiums.
Oh, like the Olympics
every year. Yeah. So they don't want anybody to have a home team advantage in the big game.
Gotcha.
So they rotate it. So the last time the 49ers were in the Super Bowl, for instance, it was at the Superdome in New Orleans. We went to see that. It was so exciting. This time it's going to be at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, which is also a great spot for the Super Bowl. And so it rotates. There are some stadiums that are more suited to a Super Bowl. I think they should just have it in the Superdome every year because New Orleans is such a great place to go for Super Bowl week, but that's just my opinion. So, again, most important will be 60p, high frame rate. Least important, high dynamic range. And the 4K, it's going to be upscaled. So, not going to be a big deal, I don't think.
And then,
are you going to be watching Star Trek instead? Is that what you're looking at?
No. CBS All Access also is going to be streaming it. But again, I'm not sure if that involves if it's actual 4K.
I think not. I think if you're watching on regular TV, it won't be. You'll have to be watching on DirecTV, Optimum, Xfinity, Dish, Fios for broadcast, and you'll have to use. And by the way, you'll need 25 megabits download. I think you need more than that, to be honest. But that's what Fox is saying. So Fox Sports in HD, foxsports.com. If you let's see, it's very complicated, right? So Roku Ultra would probably be the best. Let me see.
It keeps trying to make my favorite team the San Francisco 49ers by default. Does it know my location?
It knows your location. It's just forcing you. Now, you can also listen to the game because your ears are high res, aren't they?
They tend to be. Some people.
We usually listen to the game on TuneIn. This might be the time to get the 7-day trial of the TuneIn Radio Pro, the premium version.
TuneIn. Oh, gotcha.
TuneIn is actually a great app, I think, for anybody who wants to listen to internet radio. My show. Actually, my show's not on it, but never mind. Forget it.
Don't listen to it.
Sports talk. There's a lot of stuff on TuneIn. Of course, I'm all set. I got it all queued up to watch the San Francisco 49ers.
Dislocated shoulder? Yes.
Now, there's no picture, so don't.
I know you haven't got the MRI.
This is a press conference. This goes on
all day,
all week.
night.
Yeah, the whole week is just crazy.
We gotta wait till we get the stuff back, so I don't want to speculate too much.
So if you want to just have this going on in the background 24/7, you can listen to the 49ers team coverage. My guess is that's a number of sports talk radio stations and other sources.
What about if I want to watch the Puppy Bowl?
I leave that up to you, my friends. Is there a Puppy Bowl app? No doubt.
There is. It's the Animal Planet app. It's called Animal Planet Go.
Because it's on the Animal Planet channel. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they will actually, they're streaming it for free. Stream the pregame show now early and free. It's my understanding that to watch the actual Puppy Bowl, you will have to have a cable subscription. Which is kind of silly. But you just log in with your cable subscription, assuming you have a cable provider. I do not. And then you can watch the Puppy Bowl as well, which is just, oh my God.
See, I don't understand. They make this look like the puppies are doing something. They're not.
They're just running around
They're
playing.
not. There's just, you might as well go to a kennel and watch the animals all dance with you. There's no.
It's so cute, and they have little interstitials, and I guess you're just not opening your heart to the love of puppies. For the love of dog, Leo. Oh my God, look at Ruff. Oh, this is Team Fluff. It's
See,
Ruff
they make
versus
it look
Fluff.
like they're actually doing something. They're not. They're just puppies running around.
Yeah, but what's
Do you
wrong
think
with
they give
puppies
them
running around?
uppers before the game?
They do.
How do they get them? How do they get them to get so excited?
Listen.
Do you think they take out puppies
You
that
know
are
how
sleeping?
No, they're puppies exactly. I
They
have
just
to
do
have
it.
some uppers before I get excited.
Yeah.
But I'm not a puppy.
So they're just naturally. See, this again, these highlights really misstate the game.
Okay, you're being.
I've watched it, and it's just a bunch of puppies in a ring playing.
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, there's no touchdowns or nothing.
Look, they even have people talking about it.
Never. Don't use
This
the words "rabid" with dogs. That's
Oh, that
mean.
that wasn't good. Mr. Rottweiler, Jayhound, and Sheena Inu. That's Shiba Inu for the folks who don't know dog breeds.
I feel sorry for these poor guys. They really wanted to be on the NFL Network, but they couldn't get
They
work.
got relegated to Animal Planet.
And they, honey, I just got the job. I'm going to be the Puppy Bowl play-by-play guy.
Oh my God. Before you, did you have something here? I see your
No, I'm
nap.
enjoying you.
Okay. Well, this is another. I found this today in
Yes.
doing some research this
Yes,
morning.
yes.
And this is really fascinating. So, say you decide that you want to go watch the Super Bowl, or by yourself out at a bar or something like that, or with your friends out at a bar.
Yes.
And you see the TV, but the TV is either muted
I hate that.
or it's so loud because everybody's drunk and ridiculous that you
Yeah.
can't really hear what's going on.
Yeah.
There is an app. It is called Tunity, Tunity. And Tunity lets you scan you point your camera at the television and it scans the screen. I honestly don't know how this works. I don't know what they're doing to make this happen. I don't know how they get to do this
magic.
legally. But then you scan the
And
television.
it plays the audio?
And it plays the audio from your phone. So you can watch live and then hear the audio in your ears. Now, it only works for live television. So it's not going to work like on YouTube or something like that. But the fact that I can scan a television in a bar that's, or in a, I don't know, if I was out getting my hair cut or something and I saw this, it lets you scan the television and then suddenly you're hearing the audio from that television just directly in your AirPods or your headphones, whatever you have plugged in. So that way you kind of never have to miss the game, even if if it's very loud outside, in the environment.
You know what most excites me about the Super Bowl? And I think I'm
You
not
don't think
alone.
this is cool? You had no thoughts
No,
about
actually, I knew
Tunity.
about it already.
Oh, okay. That works.
Yeah. No, I know that already.
No,
Because I
he
spend a
knows
lot
this.
of time in bars where the TVs are.
That makes sense, yeah. I actually have to drag him from the bar to get
I
him
don't want to
to the
go
show.
home. I don't want to.
One more.
I'm having time.
Sorry, closing time was 3 hours ago, Mr. Laporte.
I think the most exciting part, and I'm not going to, no spoilers here, but the most exciting part of the Super Bowl for me is the advertising.
Yes.
Right?
How do I watch the ads?
Yeah.
Wait, no spoilers.
There are a number, because honestly, I don't want to see the ads till I want to see them in situ.
Oh, yeah,
as
because
it
you
were.
can start to see some of them early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right now I could probably go and see a lot of those ads. And there are a lot of places, YouTube does it, Hulu does it, where you could see the ads ahead of time. Here's Super Bowl commercials 2020 and the sporting news you could watch. I won't do it. So this is iSpot.tv. This is actually for ad agencies. And they haven't released a number of the ads yet. So you see a lot of
Coming soon.
But if you're curious who's going to have ads, that is public knowledge right now. We can see who is going to be advertising.
Oh, there's a link right at the top. iSpot.tv, and then
Yep.
tap the link for
So
Super Bowl
Google,
2020.
Rocket Mortgage, Tide, Procter & Gamble, all the usuals, Genesis. This is their first time in the Super Bowl. They've been sponsoring the halftime shows, I think, on Thursday night or Monday Night Football. Maybe it's Sunday. I can't remember. Pepsi. Amazon will be there for the 5th year. Remember last year they had what's her name in the bathtub? The Australian comic. She was so funny, and she was talking to the. Anyway, this year it's going to be Ellen and Portia.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, how fun!
Ellen and Portia. Everyday scenarios like thermostat disputes and spilled wine. It's okay to tell you what you're going to see, right? It won't spoil it for you.
Yeah. Hard Rock gets a spot.
Hard Rock, 60-second spot out of our good friend Gary Vaynerchuk's company, VaynerMedia.
Little Caesars is on there.
Little Caesars, pizza.
That's weird to me.
Why?
Does anyone actually eat that
You know who's going to be in that?
trash?
You're going to love this.
Who?
Dwight Schrute.
No.
Yes.
Rain
Wilson.
Oh my God.
Will be in the Little Caesars
Is he going to
ad.
convince me to eat that trash pizza? No.
Micah is a fan of The Office.
Very much so.
Just a little bit.
Rainn Wilson. Wow.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
I'm so sad he's. Oh, and then of course Mr. Peanut died. So.
Yeah, we've been all watching that boring saga.
So they have a spot apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
of course Squarespace is back. Yeah.
Matt Walsh and Wesley Snipes, of course, in the horrific accident that caused the untimely demise of the peanut guy in the top hat and monocle. That's probably why they're killing it, to be honest with you. Top hat and monocle just don't go over as well as they did in the 20s.
Yeah. He's just a knockoff Monopoly guy.
And I hate to even say this, there is apparently a little uncertainty about this because of the sad, tragic passing of Kobe Bryant over the weekend in a helicopter accident. And some are concerned that this would be an inappropriate ad to run. They have been spending millions pre-Super Bowl promoting this and hyping this and tweeting
types
it.
Of social media, yeah.
So at least right now, what Planners has decided to do is they're going to continue to run the ad. VaynerMedia, again, Gary Vaynerchuk making some big bucks on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But they will not, but they have stopped all, I don't know if you've noticed this, all the viral marketing.
Oh, okay.
And I think that that's probably fairly tasteful to do that. Squarespace is going back. I think it's Winona Ryder is their celebrity this year.
I do love me some Winona.
Cheetos, Doritos, ketchup. Heinz Ketchup is using Francis Ford Coppola's son Roman to direct its commercial.
Interesting.
It'll come out of Whedon and Kennedy, which is also a very good agency. So that should be interesting to watch.
That's where I was going to apply whenever I was going to go into advertising.
I imagine we'll see the Clydesdales.
Ah, yes. The
with the Budweiser Clydesdales. Bud Light, Whedon and Kennedy again, and I suspect Dilly Dilly will not make its return, but there will be something equally fun.
Do you have a SodaStream?
I do not. Now, remember, the SodaStream is now being promoted by Jillian Michaels. She of the rock iron abs.
I'm mad at her.
Why?
Because she was mean about Lizzo.
Well, all right, let's be mean back. She don't have those rock hard abs no more either. A little too much SodaStream.
A little too much carbonated water.
Mm-hmm. Michael Bloomberg and President Trump both will have political ads in the Super Bowl. Of course, they're not going to miss that. That's expensive, a big ad buy.
I was going to say that's...
In fact, I don't remember political ads in the big game in the past.
I don't either. It makes sense Mike's there, but I didn't.
Yeah, well, he's spent more money than all the candidates together so far.
Have this.
He's got the money.
Yeah. It's like, what can I do with all these monies? Not, donate to charity. I'll just try to get elected.
Coke skipped last Super Bowl, but they are going to be back this year. TurboTax, maybe they'll apologize for hiding their free product for so many years.
That makes me want to scream. I want to scream at them.
Do you know who Sabra is? This is another VaynerMedia. I am so blown away by how well Gary Vaynerchuk is doing.
Sabra is the delicious hummus.
Hummus.
Very good hummus.
I think it's interesting that they're going to have an ad for hummus on the Super Bowl.
I hope it's clever.
Yeah. Apparently the Real Housewives.
Wait, what?
Teresa, how do you pronounce her last name? I don't know.
Who knows?
And Caroline will be taking their feud to the Super Bowl.
I think it's Giudice.
Giudice.
Yeah, I used to. Oh boy. At
And
one
Caroline
point in time,
Manzo.
I was.
I know you're a Real Housewives guy.
No, God, no. I'm
No?
not. I was a host of a late night recap thing for work, and so I had to pretend I knew who the Real Housewives were. These were scripts written by
Oh,
someone
that's
else.
hysterical.
And then I'd go in and be like, "Can you believe Teresa Giudice did this?"
So get ready for this. So it's been interesting to watch Facebook bring out the celebrities. They had the Muppets for their portal, right? They're spending a lot of money. Get ready for the Super Bowl ad for Facebook this year.
Okay, who is it?
Sylvester Stallone.
Okay,
and Chris Rock. And they are going to reenact a scene from Rocky.
no.
That's the word on the street. Word on the street.
Word
is.
on the street.
So I'm going to be watching for that.
I like Chris Rock.
Oh,
His voice.
I love Chris Rock.
Yeah.
It should be fascinating.
Yeah.
Chris Rock is back on the road doing his stand-up.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
Good for him.
So
Wait, what's New York Life?
that's an insurance company.
Oh, well,
175th anniversary. Minute-long spot between the first and second quarters, which is prime time, baby.
Ooh.
Prime time. It'll be boring.
I think they want me to not say what is New York Life, so that's why.
Don't you love the Snickers ads
Oh, always.
where the people are hungry and they like Betty White turns into Mr. T? I love that. And then she has a Snickers bar and she's Betty White again. This will be the according to TV Spot. This is the 90th anniversary of the Snickers brand and the 98th anniversary of Betty White.
Bless you. Bless you,
I hope
Betty.
she's in it. It would be apparently she was in the 2010 Super Bowl ad. I hope she's in this. Avocados from Mexico once again.
Can I tell you something? I was reading an article recently about avocados.
They're fabulous.
Well, that they are. It's not about the avocados though.
Yeah.
It's about the avocado cartel.
Oh dear.
Oftentimes, avocados are sort of embroiled. That's the word, right? In
You don't broil an avocado. That would just spoil it.
in some of the the cartel, which is interesting.
Like a drug cartel, but it's for avocados?
For avocados, yeah. Gets very serious.
Okay, so who else? WeatherTech.
Never heard of you.
You know what? Those ads get to me. I bought the WeatherTech iPhone cup holder.
Oh,
For
they
your
make
car
mats.
Yeah, they make those car liners
they
and
fit
stuff
really
like
well.
that.
Yeah. My car's too old for that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have a dog in that. That's the only reason I mention it.
Oh, my God.
So you should be excited.
Wait, does the dog die in the
Yeah.
end? Because I can't watch it if that
First time
happens.
since 97, Porsche. Because, of course, they got the Taycan, and they want to promote this all-electric
That's
vehicle.
such a funny
Audi will be
name.
back as well. The Taycan?
Yeah.
It feels like it should be Ticonderoga, but it isn't.
Or the Icon.
yeah.
The Porsche Icon.
I think you'll be excited about this. Hyundai, John Krasinski,
Oh.
another Office alum.
Okay.
Will be
I'm not
joined
gonna
by
get
Chris
into that.
Evans, Rachel Dratch, and David Ortiz from the Red Sox. And it's all going to be a Boston ad. So
Oh,
they're going to be
Boston.
talking about the Smart Pack in the Hyundai.
You can pack your cat
Smart Pack.
in the yard.
That should be really, I think that's one to watch for.
For sure.
The Boston accent
Bast.
for Hyundai, which just makes people think, oh, Hyundai must be an American car company.
Ooh, Pop-Tarts has a get.
Oh, you're following along
Sorry,
here.
yeah.
Pop Tots is going to have Jonathan Van Ness from Queer Eye.
Yeah. Getting all the millennials.
What do you think he's going to do? He's going to say, that Pop-Tart, get it out of here. It's too mauve.
I think maybe they will try to say that Pop-Tarts are healthy. I don't know.
You know, we get, I think it's all Kevin, but we get Pop-Tarts in the company snack cupboard.
No, they're just pure sugar.
They go fast. Not me. Not you, Kevin? You're the frozen pretzel guy. Yeah. Except he doesn't eat them frozen. He heats them up. He's not a savage. What is he eating? Favorite Pop-Tarts are what?
There's a monkey in my way.
I can't.
Oh,
behind me.
s'mores. Yeah.
Well,
I remember
apparently
eating
Kevin
those.
does know his Pop-Tarts.
He knows his Pop-Tarts.
Pringles, third Super Bowl ad for Pringles. Rick and Morty
Oh, God.
from Adult Swim. Rick and Morty. You don't like Rick and Morty? You're not a Rick and Morty fan?
No, because their fans are just the worst. Sorry. If you like Rick and Morty, that's fine.
Boy, you're just cranky.
I know.
today.
I need to grab a Snickers.
Will you tell me who Tracy Ellis Ross is?
I would love to tell you who Tracy Ellis Ross is.
She's going to be in the Mountain Dew commercial with, according to this,
I have no idea
her
who Tracy Ellis Ross
blood-curdling scream. It'll be an homage to The Shining. That's all from iSpot.tv, and you can go to iSpot.tv.
Tracy Ellis Ross is the actress in
she's
a
screamer.
Blackish.
She's a screamer. She could scream. She could blood-curdle your scream. So there you have it.
She can blood-curdle your scream.
We're all there. She is. There she is. She screams her way through her new commercial. It's a Shining.
Bryan Cranston's going to be in it too.
Oh, they didn't say that on TV
my
Spot.
God.
Now, see, this is now you see why.
I'm the one who knocks.
Even if you weren't here's Johnny. Even if you're not a fan of football,
everybody's a fan of getting sold things.
Yeah,
we're all a fan of consumerism.
It has really become the big event of the Super Bowl is the ads.
Yeah, everybody.
I think
likes
that's fascinating.
Ads.
So there's just a quick rundown of some of the things you'll be seeing when you watch on your Fox Sports app on your 4K TV. I hope those ads will be in 4K.
Yeah, that would be that. Hopefully,
when we go to the stadium, every stadium probably has an app like this. Levi's Stadium, the home of the San Francisco 49ers, because it's in Silicon Valley. You look out the window, you see Citrix, you see Google, you see Apple. It's all there. They're very, very wired. So when you go to Levi's Stadium, you got to have the app. And, of course, I have it on my phone because you can order food from your seat.
Ooh.
You can do all sorts of things. Should we? It'd be fun if we could let's order some food.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
And here's a map.
The Foxconn Industrial Internet Club concession map.
That's a great name, isn't it? The Foxconn Industrial Internet Club. You can see how Silicon Valley has really invaded.
Wow.
We used to.
Does it have iBeacons in it?
We used to sit in the Yahoo section.
Oh,
and
bless them.
when you rode the when you rode the escalator to the seats, the whole time it would go Yahoo.
Oh my God!
I swear to you,
that's annoying.
Yahoo. It was a little. I couldn't wait for them to go out of business. I guess it's a long-term contract. Verizon cannot discontinue it because apparently Yahoo is still.
Were the seats purple?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Everything was purple. Horrible.
That's awful.
Horrible. Yahoo the whole dang time. Anyway, they're around. I think Verizon is kind of running them into the ground as fast as they possibly can.
Doing as best they can, yeah.
Anyway, when you go to the ballpark, whatever ballpark you go to, what is the name of the Chiefs stadium? I don't remember off the top of my head.
Why'd you have to ask me that?
And when you go to the Kansas City Chiefs
Stadium is called Arrowhead Stadium.
Everybody, here we go. It's Snickers time. This show brought to you by the finest candy bar ever.
Snickers
I'm
by
actually
Twix.
doing this show with Betty White. She's so hungry, she looks like Mikah Sargent.
Wait, before you go to that ad break, there's one more app that I wanted to talk about, and that is if you're not going to the Super Bowl actually, and you are going to be at home.
Who is going to the Super Bowl? If you are, I envy. But
I just feel like we've covered a lot of things that are, we did talk about watching from home, but there's an app for iMessage called, so if you're going to do like a Super Bowl party, and you're trying to figure out what you want to serve, what people are going to be into, and things like that, and I downloaded this on my iPad, but apparently it's not showing up here. It's called Polls by iMessage, or Polls for iMessage. And
that's cool. You can do polls like with the people you message
in a group chat. So
that sounds like fun.
So you can say, what sides
what
do
restaurant should we go to? Or that's fun.
So you could say
polls.
What do you want for the main course, and then you get to choose different things, and then as people choose them, then it updates in real time within the iMessage conversation. So I just wanted to mention that one because decisions on food can lead to arguments, and we want to limit that.
So Lisa and I, we're going back and forth. Even like a few games ago, before it was a done deal, I said, let's go to the Super Bowl this year. If we had, I wouldn't be here right now, I should point out. So obviously we did not. And I thought, well, how much could it cost? Tickets are still available because what happens is that brokers buy up the seats, starting at $5,000 a person.
Holy God!
And honestly, that's for the worst seat in the house. If you want a decent seat, I think it's going to cost you just a little bit more. But yes, there are still tickets available. That doesn't include airfare, hotel, meals.
So wait, what?
It's going up. Let's see what the most we can spend. $23,000 on the club level.
Stupid. Wait, what's the 100? Why is it 140,000?
Oh, because there's 6 of them.
Oh,
Should we get a fewer? It's just you and me, buddy.
yeah.
Then it's only $46,750.
That makes me.
They're going to deliver them by FedEx.
Oh, okay.
That,
well,
they don't.
in that case.
That's the shipping's free.
And they will massage your feet when you get them.
That's on the 50. This is the good one. That's the one you want.
So hold on. You've been to the Super Bowl before.
Yes, it's so much fun. The whole week. That's why I wouldn't be here, because the whole week there's events. There's fan fests all week long. Players are there. There's all sorts of stuff going on. It's a party. We would have been outside the Niners hotel last night when they flew in, when they arrived. Actually, it was Sunday night when they arrived, to cheer them on. You see them come in the big buses. It's exciting.
Now, did you get them early enough to where they didn't cost that much?
I don't remember. I'm probably blanking it out. It was 2012. It was
a long time ago. Who knows?
Ago in a galaxy far, far away. It was a special event. The only problem is that the 49ers lost by this much at the end of the game.
Wait, what was the halftime show that year?
Queen Bey.
You're flipping kidding me.
Beyonce.
You were there.
And they put rings, they put little glow rings under your seat.
That was the Super Bowl you were at?
Yeah, and they said, when Queen Bey sings, put a ring on it, you all have to put your hands up and go like this. And the whole stadium, there you go. That's also the one where there was a big blackout in the middle of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you were at that Super Bowl.
It was so fun.
That is oh my God.
Paul McCartney was
emotional.
sitting right there behind us.
You're kidding me.
Well, he was in a box. We were in and then who else was there?
Bono.
No, there was famous people. Yeah, all around, like spread all around. Jesse Jackson was like one row over. It was pretty cool. But to see Sir Paul McCartney there, and then of course Queen. Is it Queen Bey or Queen B?
Queen B. Yeah.
But it is
spelled B-E-Y, but B, because that's the first part of her name.
So see, this is why.
Oh, that's amazing.
It was okay. Halftime shows are like 5 minutes long. They're very short.
I was watching it in a restaurant. My partner.
I should have. Had I known, I would have brought you the ring.
Oh my God.
Because people were just leaving them, so I took all these rings home with me.
Oh, if you still have one.
Oh, I'll see if I can find one. Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing!
If you love it, put a ring on it. And then
if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. And then there was that brief
Destiny's Child was there.
Destiny's Child was there.
It was so great.
Oh my God,
I love Bills.
Can you pay my bills? I love that you know the name. That's great. Good for you, Leo Laporte. Good for you.
Oh, those were
So
the
who's
days.
bringing us the episode today?
Today, our show, as always, brought to you from our beautiful LastPass studios. LastPass has been a kind of partner with all of us for some time. I've been using LastPass since the very beginning, 10 years ago. About 5 years ago, Steve Gibson interviewed the guy who created it, looked at all the source code. Joe Sechrist was very generous and gave it 2 thumbs up. He's been using LastPass ever since. LastPass is a password manager, something everyone needs. It's the best password manager in existence. 17.8 million people use LastPass. 61,000 businesses too. And I kind of want to mention this business thing because you may think, oh yeah, LastPass, good idea. Every individual should have it, but so should your business, because after all, the security of your enterprise is only as strong as your weakest link, that is your employees. And you know they're sharing passwords, writing the password on a sticky note, putting it on the computer screen, or worse, making the password monkey123. LastPass protects your business as well as you. They have plans for individuals. There's a free plan too, by the way. There's a premium plan for individuals. We use the family plan at home. The family plan has some nice features like the ability to share passwords. I just move it to a folder in my vault that says shared, and it automatically gets shared to Lisa's account, which is nice, so that when I sign up for cable or whatever, she can have access to all that stuff as she should. There's also emergency access as part of families. If something should happen to me, Lisa would get access to my password vault so she could settle my estate. That's really important, I think. Really important. Then there's the business plan, and there are 3 of them: Teams, Enterprise, MFA, actually 4, or Identity. Go to LastPass.com/twit. You can see all the details. But in short, LastPass does all the things you need to do to protect yourself and your business. It generates long, strong passwords you'd never in a million years remember, but you don't have to, because those passwords are stored in the LastPass vault, which is only decrypted on device. LastPass doesn't have access to it. No one does, just you. In fact, that vault is so strong, so secure. It is my secure enclave for everything I use, where not just passwords, but my passports, my driver's license, social security numbers, anything that I want to keep on my device, but I don't want anybody to have access to. And by the way, every device: Windows, Mac, Linux, Android, iOS. It's the best password management. They offer single sign-on in business, multi-factor, not just two-factor. Of course, you're going to use two-factor. Please do me a favor. Use two-factor.
Yes.
And LastPass works with every possible two-factor solution like Duo Security, YubiKey. But if you're using it at work, it'll even go farther with MFA. Passwordless logins with a single sign-on. That means you're both faster, more productive, and more secure. I can go on and on. Trust LastPass. They engage world-class third-party security firms routinely to audit them all the time, testing the service, the infrastructure, so that you know it's 100% secure. This detailed review they do of controls and processes is the gold standard for security and reliability. Of course, LastPass uses it. Sensitive data encrypted at the device level, AES 256. That's the best you can get. The vault is protected with PBKDF2.
What'd you call me?
PBKDF2. Don't ask me what that stands for. Something about derivative key functions. The idea is it makes it harder to brute force, much harder to brute force your vault.
Okay.
They do everything right. TLS protects you from man-in-the-middle attacks. We use LastPass at home. We use LastPass at Twit. I want you to use LastPass for your business, for your life. LastPass.com/twit. Amazing features to improve security across your company, make life easier for your users, make life easier for you. LastPass.com/twit to find out how they can help you. We are big fans. We're really glad to be partnered with LastPass. All right, have a Snickers bar. Wait a minute. You know, your wallpaper, there seems like there's something wrong with your wallpaper right now. I don't know what that thing is. What could that be? What is that arrowhead?
What is that arrowhead?
Yeah. Well, I have to show you my wallpaper in that case.
What is your wallpaper?
Yeah. This is actually good. This is a dual wallpaper.
Oh, is that the Chiefs there?
Shut up. The lock screen says faithful then. Little Steve Young and Jerry Rice. Faithful now with my man Garoppolo. Yeah. Jimmy G.
Leo has a big old crush.
He's cute.
On
Yo!
Whoa, there it is.
You see
again.
that perfect spiral every time.
Beautiful.
All right, what's
Coming
the
down
news
the pike.
across the nation?
The news. Oh, yeah, do your song.
We have got the information that will amuse you. Okay.
That's it? That's all we get this time?
That's all you get. I watched the Grammys, and now I know you do this all the time.
You're going to have to write that song out for me so I can learn it, too.
In case I die?
No, so we can
I'll
both
put it
sing
in my last pass.
So we can both sing it together. So let's talk about this. I kind of found this story to be a bit of a bummer in the sense that consumerism and capitalism can be at times. There are analysts who are sort of putting out the word that the production of Apple's next iPhone, which is rumored to be the iPhone 9 or the iPhone SE2.
That would be going backwards. We have an 11.
We do have an 11.
They're going to go back
10,
to 9?
But they're making reportedly, they're making a second version of the iPhone SE, so they might call it the iPhone 9, or they might call it the iPhone SE2.
SE2.
Regardless of what
Much
it's
more
called.
likely. And that supposedly will come out this spring, sooner than...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Regardless of what it's called, analysts are warning that production might be threatened by the coronavirus.
Oh, they say this all the time.
That's going around.
It could be. It's a big problem in China, of course, where all these devices are made.
Australia is evacuating its citizens from
China,
from the specific region where this is an issue.
I think that, wait and see. You know, even the World Health Organization has not yet declared
Right.
this to be a significant issue. It's not. So
That's why this is this story is more of a bummer to me, not because the thing might be
It's
threatened.
link
It's the
bait.
idea that we're talking about
It's
like
link bait.
oh man, people are coming down with a virus. Let's talk about how that's going to affect business.
Not that it couldn't all go south. I'm
Right.
not. We just don't know yet. The fear with the coronavirus. First of all, there is a mortality rate, and it's high. It's not as high as it with influenza and some other diseases that are also endemic right now, but it is high. And the real fear is that it could mutate, as sometimes happens with these kinds of viruses. And if it does, that it could mutate to a more deadly form. I watched Contagion last night just to get in the mood.
Good for you.
Poor Gwyneth Paltrow dies at the beginning of the show.
Spoilers.
Well, it's at the beginning. Here's the spoiler: she doesn't come back. But it is kind of something people have been talking about for some time. And what's changed is we are so mobile now that people are flying in and out of Shanghai all the time, that Shenzhen and everything's moving around so quickly that these viruses can spread much more easily in this modern world with air travel. So there is some legitimate concern. I wouldn't say it's time to panic.
No.
And believe me, if this impacts iPhone production, that's the least of your concerns. If it gets that serious that Shenzhen is shut down, we got bigger problems than whether you're going to get the iPhone SE.
That's what I'm
this
saying.
spring.
That is exactly what I'm saying. That is what yes. Also, I just have to note, it's no surprise that Gwyneth Paltrow died within the first few seconds of the film because her brand, Goop, is all based around anti-vax and a bunch of pseudoscience.
Yeah,
so.
she wasn't prepared, was she?
No, not surprised.
I get the flu virus. You get I get the flu shot.
Well, technically, you do get the
No,
flu.
it's dead though. It's not a live virus. Do you get the flu shot? Yeah. Get the flu shot.
Yep.
The truth is, if you focus on this coronavirus, you're skipping what really can kill you right now, which is the flu. Now we're getting out of flu season, so it's probably all right. But still, get that flu shot, because the flu. People think they had the flu when they have gastroenteritis.
Yes,
That's not the flu. They call it the stomach flu.
I wonder if we read the same article.
Yeah, it's not. Well, I did, because everybody around here was getting gastroenteritis,
and they were all calling.
And
it
they were
flu.
saying, "Oh, we got the stomach flu." That's, believe me, if the flu.
If you get the flu, the way that it was described to me is there could be $10,000 sitting on your doorstep, and you would not want to get up out of bed. And
you
go
wouldn't
get it.
answer it.
Yeah.
Doorbell ring. Ed McMahon is there, back from the dead, with a $1 million check from the Publishers Clearinghouse. I guess it's Steve Harvey now. I'll say Ed McMahon because no one wants to get to the door to Steve Harvey.
Check. I'm not answering the door for Steve Harvey.
I don't care what he's got.
Heavens
but
no.
let's say Ed McMahon's there. You would say, I can't. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. So aching.
You'd even be like, was that the doorbell?
Yeah.
I think it's just my head.
We were talking last week, I think it was on this show, about a ESPN sports commentator who was just 32 years old who died. We thought of the flu. Turned out, no, he had a more serious disease.
Oh.
But it was terrifying to watch this on Twitter where he's saying, oh, yeah, I'm really sick. I'm going to the hospital.
That's scary.
They've got me on 4 antibiotics now. I'm feeling worse and worse and worse. And then the final tweet in this stream was I think it was his girlfriend saying, yeah, he passed away last night.
What was it?
He had, I think, Hodgkin's lymphoma. I don't want to mistake it, but he had something more serious. And, but for a while we thought, oh my God, 32 years old, the flu killed him. Healthy guy. So, but look, it's bad. Get the shot. And we'll worry about coronavirus when there's nothing you can do right now.
Right.
Except wear a mask everywhere you go. I wouldn't right now. I might not travel to China.
I mean, like I said, Australia is taking its citizens out of just specifically that city. Is it the Wuhan province?
Yeah.
So yeah, that does not surprise me.
We're not doctors. But we do play them on the TV.
Twice. 2 rolls.
That's why we eat more Snickers.
No, don't eat that sugar. Goodbye.
Goodbye,
carbs.
Snickers.
Oh, thank you. I didn't see those.
Goodbye, Snickers.
Brought to you by Twitch.
Yeah, give me some Twix. I'll take those.
Ooh.
I ate a whole package of Tim Tams on Twit last Sunday. We had an Australian group in here. They brought Tim Tams.
Oh,
Those
nice.
are the best
Were they
cookies
mint?
ever. No, they're just regular Tim Tams. And I had help.
Good.
Mike Elgin. There they are. They're the Australians. After I ate all the Tim Tams,
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, Mike Elgin was here. Ian Thompson, he helped me. They helped me eat those Tim Tams. They were good.
Now, for loyal followers of the many shows you're on, that would come as a surprise.
Because I've
had
been keto
sugar.
for so long.
Yeah.
I did it for 1 year. This is my 1 year anniversary. So I'm celebrating by eating all the carbs
That you missed?
I missed. I didn't eat carbs for a year.
That's incredible.
I made bread yesterday and ate the whole damn loaf.
You know what? Good for you. Maybe not the doctor that's watching this.
Sourdough. I made my own starter a week ago.
Yes.
1 week ago.
And you've kept
I
it fed.
started it, and I've been feeding it. It's been fermenting. It's been getting more and more pungent as the yeast, the natural yeast from the air.
That's
We're in
what I
wine
love.
country, so there's a lot of really good, kind of interesting yeasts. And then I used spelt flour,
Okay.
which is an ancient grain, hand ground it in my little stone flour mill. I did.
The stone flour mill that Jesus once used.
Yeah, I brought it back from the Holy Land. And no, that's sacrilegious. It's actually a nice little German flour mill that Mike Elgin convinced me to get years ago. Ground it, made a beautiful whole wheat loaf. Wow. You would have enjoyed it, but you couldn't eat it.
I would have enjoyed it, and then I would have had a heart attack.
He's gluten sensitive. I am not.
No. Are you not?
As I learned last night, after I finished off the loaf, it said, "What happened?" It's all gone.
Where did it go?
Do not bake bread because you will eat it.
It smells so good. And
It's fresh,
I
it's hot.
learned in my high school PCP, that's Principles of Chemistry and Physics class, about the reason that we are so into bread and like being around bread. And that is because, anytime you're smelling something, it is because the tiny molecules of whatever it is that you're smelling are entering your body. And so in the air are little molecules of alcohol.
Yeah.
And
That's what the yeast produces.
and they enter your system.
So you're saying I'm drunk?
You got a little buzz.
I'm bread drunk?
Yeah, you're bread drunk. And so, of course, that smell makes you feel good, makes you, warm bread, fresh made. You made it. You fed this baby.
It is a baby. Now I have it. It's now there's two
You gotta
babies.
save it for generations.
Well, when I went keto, I got rid of my starter, and now I have it again.
The mother.
Probably not a good idea.
So now let's talk about something exciting. The app is finally here, Leo. After I keep wanting to say Leo, and I blame
That's my
Lisa.
real name. Lisa
Right.
calls me Leo.
But
we don't use Leo because it sounds strange, so it's Leo. It's easier.
And I'm technically Mikah, but
Look at that.
I don't like
here's
that.
here's a text I just got. It says, "Hi, this is Aaron with Warren for President. Is this Leo?" No, it's Leo.
No, this is Patrick.
I don't know, but I get from everybody now texts. It's gotten crazy because we got a primary coming up March 3rd. It's gotten crazy.
Yeah, and that's at one point there you had a SIM that I was using, and I was.
Oh,
just
you got
getting-
that SIM, right?
Yeah, at the time, and I was just getting
A lot of
notification,
Trump stuff.
notification.
Yeah.
So-
Also, this guy had defaulted on his student loans.
oh my gosh, there was a lot
And-
going on. There was a lot going on.
I really enjoyed that SIM. I kind of missed that SIM.
Quite interesting. I think your daughter has it now, right?
No. Did you give it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I'll put it back on the phone.
So speaking of none of
Really?
that,
You gave me that SIM back?
I thought I did. Maybe I may.
No,
oh,
no, you
it's
kept it.
in the-
You held on to it.
It's
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the.
You held
yeah,
on to it.
Whatever that
You
was.
gave me
called.
the phone back, but you kept
Yes, the
SIM.
SIM I saw. Okay,
Son of a gun.
I'll give you that SIM back. I'll give you that SIM back.
Who is that, by the way? That's flipping the little.
Oh golly, I can't remember
Is he in
his
The
name.
Mandalorian?
Yeah, he's the Mandalorian's boss in the bounty hunter group.
Okay.
Anyway, I wish I could remember his name.
Isn't that great? Did you know, kids, that you can add a sticker to a message you've already received? You're in your messages. You go to sticker, and you can just paste it right on the.
You drag from the
That's
drawer
so cool. Let me
and
do
drop
that.
it. You can do any stickers.
Any sticker, but we got a lot of Mandalorian from last year, and I could just drag it right there. Look at that, and now it's attached to that message, which is kind of funny because this is the one that says I'm driving with Do Not Disturb on.
I like to use. That's why I like the.
And see, now it's showing up on your phone. That's really cool.
Yeah, and so you can
That's so
actually. There
cool.
are some apps where you can together build like Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, fun! Drag stickers one to the other. All right.
Yeah, and that's why I like the Bitmoji.
I'm a bad influence
app.
on you. I'm sorry. We were doing.
Oh yeah, we were doing things.
something. Look at that. Oh, did you see how he did that? By the way, he's so He's so
if you
multi-dexterous.
use
He's
one
very
finger, and then I drag my thumb, I can make it larger
Oh, that's so cool.
or smaller. Okay, so let's talk about. Remember when you spent a bunch of money on?
Yeah.
I was going to say I can just leave it there.
Yeah,
you
I remember
spent
that.
A bunch of money on the FiLMiC Pro app.
Yes, I was waiting, hoping that by CES it would allow me to do the one thing that they touted at the Apple event in September for the iPhone, which
Yeah.
is multi-camera shooting. Can I do it now?
This is where you're going to be mad or sad because today FiLMiC came out with a free app that has this feature built in.
Why are you laughing at me?
Because it's ridiculous.
Is it going to be added to the paid
I
version?
hope so. But you go to the App Store and you find an app called DoubleTake. I'll go ahead and airdrop it to you, Leos.
Why
Leo,
wouldn't
so
they?
you have it.
Why wouldn't they?
I don't
Why wouldn't
know.
they?
I don't know.
Oh, I bought FiLMiC because I thought that.
Yes. I'm mad. I'm honestly, that's why I'm laughing. I laugh when I'm angry.
So does it do what it said? The idea was both that you could. Now, here was one question we had back in September.
Mm-hmm.
How many of the different lenses? Because I have a total of 4.
Yes.
Will it use the front plus the 3 on the back?
And I want to note, so there are apps out there right now that can record multiple cameras at once.
Front and back.
But when they do that, it's layered over one video. You get one video output. With this new app, DoubleTake, you can record
what we call
separately.
isolated or ISO'd.
ISO'd recordings. So I believe it's just A and B. You can do 2 at once.
Wait a minute! Now this is super cool.
So
I've got wide, ultra wide, tele, and selfie. That's the 4.
And I'll do you as well here. Yes, I'm interviewing Leo Laporte.
Now
Which
some
I know
of them
doesn't
are
show
black
up
and white.
as
Is
well.
that's just?
Those are the ones that are not selected.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
So I could have the ultra wide, and then confirm.
Yeah.
And then
I'm doing my facing camera.
and they're separate.
And yours. Yeah, and they show up as one whenever you are filming. However, I'm going to go ahead and stop this so that folks can see. I'll play back that video. And one video was recording me.
So neat.
So here's me.
Oh, so it's a standard. I could have used this as CES. This would have been so cool.
At the same time, I was recording.
Oh, look at that. So even the selfie cam is because most of the ones I've seen before will embed the selfie cam into the existing video.
And that's what I was saying. Those ones are
nice.
not what I wanted.
Yeah.
These are what I wanted. And you can see they've got all the stuff baked in so that you can properly sync it.
Nice.
I'll select these 2 videos and tap the develop button to save those to my camera roll. I can share from here if I want to. And then those videos independently, that's the important part, are saved to the camera roll.
Now it only will give you the choice between 24 frame, 25 frame, and 30 frames. So if you want the higher frame rate for slow-mo, it won't do that. But you could do that after the fact, I guess. It's got picture-in-picture as an option.
Yeah, or split screen.
So you could do the picture-in-picture or the split screen. Oh, that's really cool.
Or as they call it, discrete.
So this is free.
Yes, this is free.
Nice. I don't mind. I mean, how much was it? I don't remember.
It was expensive.
Was
That's
it?
the one thing, yeah. The FiLMiC Pro app is expensive.
Well, at least I supported them with mine.
Yes, that's true. So you can get that for free in the App Store.
Thank you.
DoubleTake. Now, did you know
What?
MGM has been talking to Apple as well as some other companies looking for someone to acquire them. MGM is a
That would be
production
interesting.
company.
We've wondered why Apple, back in the day of Apple Music, didn't buy the music industry. And now, given the money Apple's spending on television, why they don't buy a film studio. That would be interesting. How much would MGM cost?
I didn't see.
Millions, right? Because they got
I'm sure.
James Bond, as you can see. They have some properties.
Yes.
It's not Disney.
They own the James Bond catalog. They own Handmaid's Tale, Live PD, which I've never watched, but is the...
That's why they're for sale. They're not the best of the studios out there.
MGM had revenue of more than $1 billion.
Revenue?
Yes.
What was their
I still
profit?
think that's kind of wild. Now that was... I don't see
It's easy to have...
high revenue.
to lose a lot of money in the film business.
That's a good point.
All right.
how much
Well,
they
that's
spent.
interesting. Can I show you something that I got?
Oh, yes. That's... Darn it, while we were talking, I meant to say this. Forget what I said. Cool MGM. let's go back.
This is more interesting.
You're using DoubleTake.
And you could use this with FiLMiC.
Yes. Tell me all about this.
So Anchor, first of all, it started with Apple releasing a standard for flash photography using an outboard flash.
Okay.
So most fancy cameras have something called flash sync that allow you to take a picture and have a flash either on the camera, or professionals often don't want it on the camera, they want it off camera. Anchor has released the first made for iPhone flash. And this is it. It's not expensive. It's about $50, I think. That's a diffuser that's on there. There's the flash. It looks like something else we've talked about before, which is called the Lume Cube. This does have continuous light, as you can see.
Holy.
Well, you would use that for FiLMiC, right? And it has different levels, I think. Maybe I have to control it with the iPhone.
Spot in the middle of my vision.
Yeah, it's very bright. Did I shine that in your eyes? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to shine it in the camera's eyes. And then it has a little Type-C charge. Oh, no, I guess that's Lightning charger, and a extensible Lightning cable. And the idea for this is actually very cool. I'm going to connect this to the iPhone.
Okay.
You don't need any special software. That's the point. Apple has built this in.
Beauty.
I'll use the camera. Let me take a picture of you. So if you go to the wide shot, I could show you. And I can now take this flash and move it off to the side like that, and watch, it'll flash when I press the button. Oh, I have to turn the flash on. Sorry, I usually have it off. It'll flash if I need it. Let me take something dark.
Wait, there should be the button for always on.
Yeah, turn off the lights. No, all right, let's go. All right, let's go. There we go. You know, it's a really cool technology.
Did you turn it? Maybe it's off. Wait, but that's always on now.
Well, that's not what I want, is it? Mm-mm. Well, heck. No, I used it, so I was able to get some really great pictures. As you can see, they're brilliantly lit. I don't know what's going on here. Flash. Here we go. On. Thank you. You're right. You can turn it on all the time. Now we'll do this. And what that does is you can leave the lights on, because, in fact, in this case, it might be nice to have some fill flash.
There we go.
To get underneath him, to get a little extra light. So, because of the backlighting and so forth. You see, that's the side flash. So I think this is kind of cool, and there's no flash. So I think it's what it's good is it doesn't do the ugly on-camera flash.
Yes.
So you might say, well, I don't need this because I've got a flash on the iPhone. The problem with on-camera flash is it flattens everything out. It often gets red-eye because it's right next to the lens. This, you can move it off to the side. It's got a little extension cord.
See, I like that it uses the Lightning to charge, because that means you've got one cable that'll charge, you can charge your iPhone, you can charge that with it.
Although I got to point out that the connection
is permanent.
And you use a separate cable to charge it, if you see what I mean. I don't think this is charging from this. I think this is just the slave cable to tell it what to do. So there's a flash mode, and there is a continuous mode, which is used for video, like if you're using FiLMiC.
Now, you have one of those fancy handle things that you can put your iPhone in, and then you could screw that on top.
Yes, this has a quarter 20 thread, I guess, is that what they call it? Quarter 20 thread that you can use with a standard, this is a standard tripod threading. So yeah, you could put this on a tripod or a device. I think it's a really good idea. And the fact that Apple has now built in, by the way, you need the iPhone 11, I think, to do this. But Apple has built in this automatic flash capability is great.
10,000 shots.
Or it goes, because it's LED. It goes
50 minutes of video, all on a single charge.
Yeah. Pretty cool. But you have to figure out how to turn it on. So this took me a while, but you slide this up, and there's the always. Oh, you're looking at your screen. You slide. So normally you're in this mode. You slide it up, and there's the always-on flash. You can turn that on instead of auto. Auto is fine because it'll do it
when it thinks it needs
it. But now it's doing it just every time.
Up to 4 times brighter and twice the range of the native iPhone camera flash.
There is the Lume Cube, which we also like, and that has a way of kind of slaving to the iPhone. But this is the official way of doing it, and I like it that it comes with a little diffuser top
built right
to
in
go on it. Yeah, and that actually protects you against that blinding light. Gives you a nice smooth light. So
very cool.
yeah, just thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, I'd seen that fly by, and I sent it to you, and then I saw that you got it. I was very excited to actually get a chance to see what it looked like. Now,
And it wasn't expensive. It's probably a good thing to have in your kit.
for sure.
Yeah.
This, for anyone who has covered Apple in a video capacity, so folks like Renee Ritchie, I used to do that at Newsy.
Yep.
One of my favorite tools in the toolkit was the Unofficial Apple Archive.
This is a sad story.
Yeah, that was the place where you could find videos of old Apple presentations, as well as any sort of advertisements and things like that.
That's what a lot of us used it for, is the old ads.
For years and years.
Yeah, but Apple never liked it.
No. And so Apple...
And it is technically a copyright violation, right?
Yes. And so now Apple has filed hundreds of DMCA takedown notices to try and get...
We know that guy, the lawyer in San Francisco that does that for Apple.
Really?
Oh, yeah, we know him well.
Oh, right. I see.
He's always taking us down.
I see now.
Apple's very aggressive about this.
They are. And so Sam Henry Gold, his middle name is the same as my dog's, which means it's Henri. Sam Henry Gold received a bunch of takedown notices, and this includes, Vimeo kind of used to be the place where you could go when you wanted to skate past YouTube's DMCA takedowns. And now even the Vimeo site where this video.
I think partly because of GDPR and CCPA, the California Privacy Act. I feel like the companies are we're not going to take any chances. We're just going to be very aggressive. Not Apple, but the companies that stream the video, like YouTube and Vimeo.
Gotcha.
And they're just being very aggressive about DMCA takedowns. We get takedowns all the time. It's our position that we are news coverage, and it's what we call fair use. As long as it's used in the context of news coverage, it's fair use. The problem is the takedown is instant, and the appeal is lengthy. Usually doesn't involve going to court. Usually just involves sending an email to YouTube and Vimeo and saying, hey, we're fair use, we're news. And then in about 4 to 6 weeks, they'll put it back. But that's 4 to 6 weeks. And with news, that means nobody's going to ever watch that video again. So it is kind of a double-edged... No, it's a single-edged sword, cutting our throats.
Just right out.
And I feel like Apple should be nicer about this stuff because it is promotional in a way. I'm not sure why they're so picky about their copyright. They have the right to do it, certainly. In the case of the Unofficial Apple Archive, it's not quite so clear that they have the right to do that with us. Nevertheless, it has that effect.
It's a bummer in any case.
Yeah. I mean, it's their ads. And I don't know. Yeah.
It's I think that, like you said, in every case that we are talking about those videos, it is in the context of news
For us,
reporting.
it's fair use. It's news reporting. It's well-defined law. But
yeah. Okay. Moving on. This is something else that I've kind of been excited about. So back in, I believe it was during WWDC. In fact, one of my first times doing a podcast with you was when I came on to talk about the updates to HomeKit for right after WWDC. Megan was out at the time, and so I filled in, and we hung out and talked about HomeKit Secure Video and the router, the HomeKit-enabled routers that Apple is going to be working on. So a HomeKit-enabled router provides the ability to essentially firewall off your accessories, your HomeKit accessories, without having to put them on a second network.
You don't have to have the 3-router solution or any of that. That's great. So the HomeKit-enabled router is what you're looking for.
Yes, and they're just now starting to get to that place. I believe it was Linksys, Eero, and one other company were saying that they were going to be working on this.
So we're on Eero, so we will immediately... as soon as they push this out, we'll do this, and I'll let you know how it works out.
But yeah, I also have Eeros in my home, and so I'm really pumped about this.
Yeah, that's great.
So this is how this works. There is kind of a bummer if you use if you want to use a cordoned off network for your smart home accessories right now, in the sense that you have more fine-tuned controls when the devices that you're using to control your smart home accessories are on the same network as those smart home accessories. So if I want to firewall off my accessories right now, I've got to put them on a guest network.
And even that, by the way, is not sufficient. You actually have to go even farther. You have to have it on a virtual LAN that has no communication
with your main.
And that's why sometimes people use 3 routers to do this. But then that's useless because your phone is on the secure network. The IoT device is on the insecure network, and you can't talk to each other.
Not on a local
not on
basis,
the LAN,
which is what HomeKit is built to do.
So it's really not a good solution.
Right.
So this is a much better solution. You're all on the same network, but the threat is, of course, if there's a flaw, let's say in your Hue light bulbs or your Hello doorbell or your Nest Cam or your Amazon Echo, if there's a flaw in it that an attacker can use to get into your network, to use as a gateway to your network, that's a security issue, and it happens all the time. If you're getting good, high-quality IoT device, those are being patched. The security fixes go out automatically. But a lot of people aren't using good quality stuff.
Right.
And you're still vulnerable until it's discovered and patched. So this is a really great thing from Apple. This is what we need.
And so some folks saw that Eero, sort of the setup process, was already in place. Now it of course returns an error because it's not quite ready yet. There you have to have a HomeKit setup code and things like that. But it's clear that they are right on the bridge of doing this. So they were able to go in and sort of add their Eero router to their HomeKit home, but then whenever it came time to type in the setup code from HomeKit, of course, Eero doesn't have that functionality yet. So it's close. And even more than that, this is according to 9to5Mac, they found a developer from Eero was talking on Reddit, and they were saying, hey, this is about to be coming soon, and we're working on it. So we should be seeing this soon, and it's interesting to me that Eero, a company that was just recently purchased by Amazon, is beating Linksys and some other folks to market with this new HomeKit-enabled router. So
I just got the latest Eero firmware 3.17, but it does not include that capability. I'll look forward to... now, in order to do this, I'd have to have a HomeKit hub, my Apple TV or my HomePod. I have
or
both.
An iPad that's always at home. That also works.
Yeah, and always on. I think I'll make it my Apple TV if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So I'll set that up. Now, and of course, in order for that to work with IoT devices, they have to be HomeKit compatible as well.
Yes. And to be clear, you can have more than one hub. In fact, it's better to have more than one hub.
Oh,
so
all right.
every single one of your Apple TVs works as a hub in your HomePod. And so they use the closest one to communicate with those.
I shall do that.
It creates a really nice network, particularly if you have Bluetooth-enabled accessories.
Did the Amazon Echo stuff work with HomeKit? No. So Amazon giveth and taketh away.
They do, which is why I'm so surprised that Eero is first, given that ALEXA doesn't work with them. Last but not least, Vine. It does not exist. It has not existed for some time.
Oh, but Byte is back.
Byte is here, and Byte is Vine.
It's from the Vine folks.
The folks who brought you Vine.
Now bring you Byte. 6-second videos, looks just like Vine. Don't know if we need it because...
TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok kind of owns the marketplace. You remember what happened to Vine? It was sold to Twitter, and then there was a rebellion, a revolt. The Viners, who were becoming great stars in their own right, got together with Twitter and said, we want revenue. We want to share some of the revenue from you. And Twitter said, absolutely not. And they walked. They walked.
Said goodbye.
And basically put Vine out of business. Without the stars, there was no Vine. They went to YouTube and other places where they continue, in most cases, to be stars. TikTok has created its own stars, and TikTok does have a rev share capability. The folks from Byte say, yes, we're working on that as well. So this is one of the founders of Vine now with Byte. And doesn't it look like Vine? It
looks just like Vine. It's been in a long-term beta. In fact, Matthew Casanelli, I guess, was on the beta.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. But I was not. So I just, this is one of those things where anytime there's a new service, I want to make sure to claim my name, and then I'm done. For a lot of them.
6 seconds now in the TikTok world
seems so short.
These are really quick, but maybe that's part of the success of it.
I think that's the theory of the Byte. The
it's
folks
really
who
quick.
decided to bring it back.
This is an ad,
there
right?
was something to be said about 6 seconds.
Or maybe not. It's the day off It's the day after Wednesday.
Oh.
Oh, wait a minute. That's it. I got to the end of it. I've seen
That's
the
all the
entire
videos.
videos.
There are no more videos on Byte.
Yeah, that's odd.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it.
That's got to be an ad, right?
Definitely.
For pizza bites? Wait a minute. There is no such thing.
Oh, that's true. See, I don't understand. I don't get it. Those nozzles aren't making music.
No, it's just like TikTok where they're doing something to the music. It's like TikTok. But you are so old for a young man. I don't understand you.
I'm just supposed to love that just because?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
You're going to love this.
No, I did like that one. I think I quite literally
I think I did too.
Hit the like button on that one. Oh my goodness, this is fun.
What?
Watch.
It looks like Caden.
And the thing says caption, they grow up so fast.
Oh, see, that's cute.
How fun.
That's cute. They have a little toadstool from Mario that, as you know, makes Mario giant, and it made this little toddler giant. Some camera magic right there.
Kevin B. Perry is also a well-known...
He's jumping into the pool and disappears. He's gone.
He is
That's magic.
well-known for
How do they
being
do
the
it?
stop-motion guy for a lot of the popular stop-motion films of today. Okay. I believe he worked on the Fabulous Mr. Fox in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as well as Coraline.
Oh, so he's like an actual Hollywood type.
He's a big deal.
Yeah. Given him 6 seconds, there really wasn't much he could do. Here's a guy, pulled a guy out of a box of a guy.
Oh, it's Will.
Will Smith?
Yeah, I just call him Will. He calls me Sargent.
Okay. Let's move along, shall we?
Let's do that.
I'm done with
Byte. I've had my Byte, and we're moving along.
I keep thinking I should do stuff like this, and it's so much work.
I know. See, I don't understand. I want everybody around me is like posting to their Instagram and Snapchat stories, and I just don't. My life is boring, I guess.
Maybe.
Nobody wants to see me drinking a cup of coffee.
You do find, I think, when you spend hours a day on the air anyway, that it's hard to go home and make more content.
Yeah, I could see that. I don't want to give
Somebody,
access
Chickenhead says
to the rest
they
of
should
my
make a new movie called Gone in 6 Seconds with Nicolas Cage. That'd be funny.
I would like that. Let's talk about the feedback we've got.
Okay.
So this is from David from somewhere Indiana.
Yeah.
David says, I have transitioned entirely to my iPad Pro from my MacBook Air. The only thing I cannot figure out is how to set up rules in Mail on the iPad like you can do in Mail on the laptop. This is a good point, David. I scoured the interwebs, digging in to try and find how you use rules on your
Does it even have
iPad.
rules?
No. The most that it has on the iPad are filters.
Here's my suggestion.
I have a suggestion too. Let's hear yours.
Well, you're first.
Okay, so my rule or my suggestion comes from Apple itself, which is to use Mail on iCloud.com. So Mail on iCloud.com includes information for. Where did my?
But that
sheets
means
go?
you have to move from Gmail or wherever your account is to iCloud.
No. This is.
Oh, use the web-based version of Mail on iCloud.
Yes.
Oh, no one wants to do that.
And so then you can add rules
Then you can do
to the
rules
Mail
there.
app, and then you can use the Mail app.
I think the better way to do this in general is not to do it client side. That's what Mail is your Mail client, but to do it server side.
Okay.
So if you use Gmail, I use a company called Fastmail. Actually, Gmail's not great for this because their rules, which they call filters,
End up kind of creating folders.
Are odd, but most other mail providers, Fastmail's my favorite, will let you do real rules that filter stuff into folders, and then you don't have to do it client side. It's already done for you server side. The advantage of doing that is the mail looks the same everywhere.
Right.
So if you put filters on your iPad and then you go, I know he's given up his Mac, but let's say you go back and get your mail on your Mac, none of those filters will have applied. You have to do it server side for it to apply everywhere. So I would suggest getting a good IMAP provider. Gmail, a lot of people use Gmail or Outlook or Outlook.com or I guess Yahoo, those aren't going to give you as much capability as a real email provider. I love Fastmail. And then you can create very elaborate filters, as I do, which will show up the same no matter what client you're using on what
no matter where
platform.
you log in and get it all set up. I think that, I honestly think that's a better solution. depending on, like I said, what mail app you're using. So
This just in.
Or rather, mail service you're using. Okay.
Software update time 13.3.1.
Bum, bum, bum.
It's just pushed out.
Ooh, apparently HomePod's being updated as well. It's been a while.
So everything that looks like tvOS, Safari, looks like a lot of updates.
And
Apple Watch.
Tolly in the chat is saying that
Catalina.
iCloud Mail's web interface actually are server-side rules. So if you have an iCloud account.
No, that's right. But you'd have to have an iCloud account.
Yeah.
And many people
So it depends. Yeah,
don't
it
want to
depends
use
on
iCloud for their email.
what mail
yes,
service you're
iCloud
using.
is one of them that you could have that be. Yeah. If you're using Apple Mail, though, you're probably using it with something else. I bet you Gmail.
Gmail, yeah.
And
hopefully not Yahoo Mail.
That's not as good as server side. But iCloud is. iCloud does a great job. You just have to move your email over there. That's the problem.
So what did the update include? Some security stuff?
It looked like a lot of security stuff.
Which is always good.
Apple, especially at the beginning.
Yeah, they don't have very good
cagey.
release notes.
Fixes an issue in communication limits that could allow a contact to be added without entering the screen time passcode.
Wow, I do hate it when that happens.
Addresses an issue with mail that could cause remote images to load even when that setting is off. Oh, that's not good.
That's a baddie.
Fixes an issue that could cause multiple undo dialogues to appear in mail. I hate it when that happens. Resolves an issue where push notifications could fail to be delivered over Wi-Fi, and supports Indian English Siri voices for HomePod.
Ooh.
I want that.
Yeah,
Michael from Finland, Indianapolis.
Or it could be Michael.
Michael from Indiana.
No, from Finland.
Finland, Indiana.
Oh, my God. I got to get out of here. Just listen to show 481 where you discussed using the iCloud backup to move all your stuff to a new iPhone. I would like to add my experience using the direct transfer option.
I've now come to, that's the best way to do it.
When setting up a new phone. Despite serious misgivings, I decided to give it a go when the phone suggested blah, blah, blah. After a reasonably short time of the older 10 and the new 11 Pro sitting side by side, I was astonished to find the process just as complete as after a backup restore, and happily started using the new phone. Has it always been this easy? Am I just one of the last holdouts? I thought that was Toyota guy. So that was a distraction. But Michael, I actually did this with my last phone too, and I just sort of let them hug each other. I had to leave the office and go home, and even still, I just had them hugging each other as I went home. They were in my breast pocket, and they synced quite well. I found that to be the best method. So for folks who don't know, the direct transfer method uses the same sort of technology that AirDrop uses. The phones sense that each other are nearby and uses a local Wi-Fi connection between them to send that information over and drop it onto the new phone. So I quite like the direct transfer method versus downloading from iCloud and getting your information that way. And as Leo noted, he was thinking about setting up his iPhone as new and decided to instead set up his iPhone from a backup as well.
I have changed a little bit after talking to Renee Ritchie about the latest encryption issue.
Okay. Ooh, tell me more.
And it turns out, as we have said many times, of course, iCloud is not encrypted. So when you're using an iCloud backup, that data is going on Apple's servers. It's encrypted, but Apple has the key.
Right.
And that means, and Apple does it that way, and we talked about this last week, not because the CIA or the FBI said, oh, you better not encrypt it, but really because if consumers lose their password, they don't want to be able to say, sorry, you're out of luck. Mm-hmm. They want to be able to reset it and say, okay, well, here's your data. We'll reset your password. That has some problems, though. It's not as secure. I'm not so much worried about government subpoenas as I would be about hackers getting into it, and that has happened in the past. Mm-hmm. So Renee says, if you want to make sure that your data is protected, is encrypted in a way that only you can see it, the only way to do that is with the direct backup to a computer using a USB cable. You say, click the box that says encrypted, you type a password. Without that passphrase, that data cannot be decrypted. So it is private. You can then back it up using a cloud service on iCloud even, and it will be encrypted on iCloud. The key is to encrypt it by the direct connection. So I think that's fast, but I agree with our correspondent, especially in Finland where they have a lot of bandwidth. You know, the iCloud backup is easy. Mm-hmm. And in fact, that's what I ended up doing, right? But if you want real privacy,
direct transfer.
Direct transfer is is probably the better method. And I think what I'm going to do from now on is turn off iCloud backup, which is also costly. We should point out you have to pay for that.
Yes. Yeah.
If you don't have enough storage, and most people won't for more than one device. I think from now on, I'm going to just turn off iCloud backup and back up to my Mac, and then have that back up to a cloud server, or in my case, it'll be my Synology NAS. And that way I have a backup, but it's always encrypted and no one has access to it. So I think there's something to be said for that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Michael. And now it's time for App Caps. It's time to put on caps.
It's time to put on our team's hats. You have a really spectacular hat. Thank you, Mikah's mom. I'm very jealous. All I have is a San Francisco 49ers hard hat.
I have a stocking cap that, as my mom said, I'm sending you one that lights up.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
That Kansas City Chiefs
And it's gonna
stocking
keep
cap
me warm.
has bling. I thought it was just bling, but no, once you press the button, the bling.
Push the button.
He looks like a
push the
Christmas tree.
Push the button.
Yeah, that's nice.
Very,
Fancy.
Yeah. So
Fancy.
we thought, given that this was our superb owl episode, that we would wear our teams on air. And
I am going to make it even better.
oh boy, now he's going all in.
I'm going to go all out because I'm going to wear. Apparently, I have two of these. My San Francisco Niners Lucho Libre mask.
Oh my
with
goodness.
the hard hat.
Now we're
how
about the
much would you
same. That's great.
I look like an eraser. All right, you do yours, I'll do mine.
All right, so
I'll have to take this off to do mine, though, oddly enough.
this is actually courtesy of Karsten. He sent.
Rutro 404.
The CNET link is not showing up. Basically, there. All right, Kevin's got it. Due to this most recent coronavirus.
Isn't this funny? I love this game,
Me
by the
too.
way.
I never played it before, and now I'm playing it, and I really like it.
Oh, God. It's an old game, Plague Incorporated. It's been around for years.
Yes.
In which the world is getting infected.
So you get to infect the world with the virus that you create. It costs 99 cents. There are in-app purchases. And essentially, because of this most recent coronavirus, people are downloading this game.
Thinking
This is what's
it
weird.
will instruct you somehow.
Yeah, help you figure out how to beat the virus. I don't know, but sales have spiked. And apparently there were
look at the tweet, 'cause
some folks having to say, hey, this is not real. We hope you know.
The Plague Incorporated people said, we based this on, what was it, like a zombie apocalypse scenario. This is not real epidemiology. It is a fun game, though. And I'm glad you're bringing this up because I haven't played this in ages. Our 17-year-old started playing it a couple of months ago, and it was really cool.
Yes. And so right now, my Chihuahua virus, as I've called it, I've not killed anyone yet, but I am collecting quite a bit of DNA so that I can start to.
So there's all sorts of things that happen in this. It's a real neat simulation, including medical advances, but then you as the virus can try to fight those. And it really...
check it out. Chihuahua has mutated and developed the pulmonary edema symptom without using DNA points.
So that's nice. So you usually have to pay
automatically
for a mutation, but you got one for free. That's cool.
And currently, I think that China is working on a cure for my virus.
Right.
I've infected 1,593,000,000 people.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, and so you can add different symptoms and mutations for the disease. You can make it drug resistant. You can choose how it spreads. You buy these different options. And the whole point of the game is to kill the world's population. That's how you win. So I'm going to go ahead and save my progress. And then you get to make different diseases, designer diseases.
It's good we can laugh.
Yes. It's good
we can
to laugh when you can.
Let's laugh now.
That was Plague Inc. Go check it out. Again, it is not giving you actual insight into how diseases truly spread.
But it's a fun game.
It's
a fun simulation. Gosh, that's one of the older iOS games. It's been around for a very long time. I'm glad to see it's doing well. Plague Inc.
By Endemic Creation.
Now, I'm going to show you something that was recommended by Mike Elgin on Sunday's Twit. So we both are using apps from friends. This is called Octi. It just came out, and it's an interesting augmented reality take on social media.
Okay.
So remember in Daniel Suarez's Demon and many other books, but Demon's a really good example. As you walked around in life, you'd see, when you saw a friend or anybody, you'd see their reputation score, information about them projected in an augmented reality screen on your glasses. Well, this kind of does the same thing for social media. I'm already scanned, so let's see. What's it doing? Oh, no, the helmet has fooled it, I think.
Oh, so that's good. It's not a very good facial scan.
Well, and that's why we realized after we played with this. So now I've pulled up, and I'm doing this in the iPhone because it really doesn't work as well on the iPad. You can, I guess, do it on an iPad. I pulled this up. This is my Octi, and so around my picture is a carousel of things I've posted, like my favorite Lizzo song, a saying, a picture of myself as a biker.
Snapchat.
Yeah, that's a Snapchat filter. So it's kind of fun, and I can actually share this Lizzo song. Now, here's where it gets fun. So that's what I've set up, and I can add more to that. In fact, let me. There I am as a cheesehead. Thank goodness that's over. So let me add something. Let me go back to my account. How can I do that?
I think you swipe down.
Swipe down. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. I guess you know how to use it better than I do. Oh, wait a minute. I have to do this so it sees me. And it's using face recognition to figure out what my carousel is. And then I can add a post to my carousel. And the posts, this is a little limited, can come from your photos, your favorites, Spotify shout out, which is just text, or YouTube. You can post a YouTube video in there. This is because it should remember me, shouldn't it?
Yeah, it should.
No favorites yet. So favorites are when I see somebody that I know and I like something they did. So for instance, you might see me and say, "Oh, I really like that iOS Today YouTube video you posted on there, and I'm going to share that along." So let me show you how it works when I go look at Mikah. So I don't know if it's going to recognize you with a hat or not. Why is it? Oh, I have to flip the camera around. Duh. Looks like they're not on Octi yet. Well, it's still looking at me.
Oh.
Okay, now we're going to see if we can see Mikah. So, oh, good. It says Mikah sent me a friend request, so I'm going to accept that. Now you're my friend, and I'm going to see Mikah's carousel. So this is things Mikah has posted.
A Spotify link, a photo of me getting my conditioning treatment, and a shout out.
And then there's room.
Can you
for
tap
that.
on the photo to actually make it big, like on like what you did?
And then I can even favorite it.
You can favorite my song choice.
Yeah, you really like this Orville Peck guy, so I'm going to favorite. That will add it to my favorites on my carousel. I can comment on it.
Oh, cool.
So nice. What would the kids say? I don't know, but I'm going to say that.
That
and I can also throw it in the trash, so I won't do that. So that's kind of cool. When you find, so the idea is that as I'm walking around at a conference or an event, I can see people that I know, and I can find out more about them. I can get a augmented reality pop-up of their stuff.
Was I sparkling when you were looking at me? Because
Yeah.
I chose that body mod.
Oh, there's a sparkle body mod?
Yeah, so you it's the little, there's a magic wand down at the bottom.
Look at me straight ahead. It just crashed.
Oh.
It doesn't like your hat.
Wait, it just scanned something that thinks it's a person. It thinks it's all a person.
Who did it? It says add
Oh,
that.
maybe that person was adding me. I don't know. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, you're getting people adding you already.
Oh, get out of
Yeah.
my way. Get out.
Yeah. So you
Okay,
can have a
so-
sparkle body mod, kind of a Snapchat. Oh, look at that. You're sparkling.
And then I can choose to have like
Nice.
a glitch feature. A weird, that one's kind of fun. Sorry, I know it's very low. Oh,
Body
I see
effects.
what's happening.
There's also Jiffy.
There's somebody with a really close face to mine, and they think that I'm scanning that person.
So that raises the one issue I have maybe with this whole thing, which is, normally with face recognition, Apple keeps it on device. And a lot of apps use Apple's face recognition. My bank, for instance, will unlock using Apple's face recognition.
Mm-hmm.
But the bank doesn't get that face information. It just gets a token from Apple saying, yeah, it's Leo.
Mm-hmm.
This app actually, in order for it to work, if you think about it, has to upload your face recognition information to its database so that when I walk around, people can recognize me with the phone and see me. So I think this is an interesting idea. But I think you should be aware of the privacy implications.
Yes.
You are giving this company, Octi, your face recognition information.
Yes, your biometric data, as they call it in their privacy policy.
And you were smart. You read the privacy policy. Was there anything in there to kind of concern you? It said they could give it to third parties.
I was what I call faux smart in the sense that after I already uploaded my face to their servers, then I read the privacy policy.
So it's a little too late for you and me.
They will give, of course, to the, what is it that I'm looking for? The law enforcement, your information, should they be subpoenaed.
Yeah.
And
although we know that law enforcement and third parties right now are scraping databases like this, collecting information to provide. There was a big expose in the New York Times about one of these companies to provide this information to law enforcement. So you may be, in effect, giving law enforcement, which has cameras all over, your face information. Like, oh, now we know that's Mikah when he walks down the street.
This is interesting. They make it clear that the biometric data they will only use with law enforcement or government authorities, but they say additional uses of non-biometric personal information, that's where they say we'll give that to provide, operate, and improve the service.
No third party gets your face info.
Correct.
Just law enforcement.
Just law enforcement.
That's good news. And in fact, you probably have face information on Facebook, for instance.
Yes.
And that is being scraped all the time.
Yeah.
So, because it's got a picture of you and it's got your name, and then they put two and two together. They don't need face recognition information. Right. They merely need your picture. Yes. So I'm not sure if we're not already giving up that information.
And what I'm noticing here too is that, as I had mentioned, this is not the level of scan that Apple does with the Face ID, because as I was just looking at my own face, it suggested 4 different people who looked similar to me to add as a friend when it was scanning my face. So it thought I was other people before it thought I was me. Sometimes it thought I was me. So their face scan or their facial scan technology is not as Loctite, I guess I would say.
Yeah. So you should be aware of that. I think we're giving that information away in many cases anyway.
Yes, although that isn't a reason to be...
No, to be sanguine about it.
Yes.
I honestly think it's just maybe you shouldn't sign up for it, but I think it's a really interesting idea.
Yes.
And this is the problem, is that face recognition can give us so many interesting benefits. And there isn't any way to do something like this, a social face recognition, without sending it to a server.
Right.
So...
The one thing I could think of is a future where when so your phone has an ultra wide band chip in it, and mine does too.
We could recognize each other that way.
Recognize each other, and then you get to create a profile based on your UWB
That might
chip.
be better.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, and I think Apple is doing a lot to make sure that that kind of information is kept private and secure.
Yeah. And in fact,
I think that's great.
You saw UWB technology at CES.
Oh, yeah.
In the form of a drive around suitcase.
Yeah, there's a UWB ultra wideband has implications in self-driving vehicles, in location information, in near field identification. It's some very airdrop. There's some very interesting applications for this. We're going to see here. This is going to be the year of UWB.
I'm so excited about it, honestly.
Yeah, and there will be privacy implications, and that's why I really have to admire, I think, Apple's determination to keep this stuff on device, keep it as private as possible. Mm-hmm. So Octi, it's a cool app. It's worth taking a look at. But you might want to read the privacy policy and consider what you're comfortable with before you install it. It's too late for us.
Yes.
Our faces are all over the place.
That's true. You could just check this video out.
There's going to be, I bet you next CES, we will see devices that you could put on as a collar or as a hat that will cast infrared light over your face. You'll look normal to humans, but machines won't be able to do any face recognition.
In fact, there's already some sunglasses, or regular glasses and sunglasses, that you can buy that have infrared blocking technology. Just makes your face a big shiny thing.
Yeah, that's easy to do. Colleen Kelly, way back when, and 15 years ago in our studio, my ex-wife didn't like to come into the studio. She didn't want to get on camera. So Colleen was going to make her a little thing she could put on when she came in the studio, so she'd just be a light ball.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Instead, I divorced her. So,
I'm going to scratch my eye. So if you have feedback,
we're good
questions,
friends still, by the way. And she still won't let her face be seen on camera, which is probably
just uses the ostrich pillow
smart
now.
thing. She wears an ostrich pillow whenever she's in the studio. It's probably smart.
You can send us your feedback, your questions, your video, etc. to iostoday@twit.tv. Thank you to those of you who sent in some questions.
Love
for
those
us. That was
questions.
great.
Thank you, especially from Finland.
Yes.
Indiana. You can also watch us do this show around about 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern. That'd be about 17:30 UTC. You can tune in.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Is Mom watching?
Yeah.
Aw, thanks for the hat, Mom. Tune in by watching our live stream or listening to our live stream at twit.tv/live. If you're doing that, join us in the chat room, irc.twit.tv. We also have on-demand versions of everything we do available on our website, twit.tv. In this case, twit.tv/iOS or YouTube. Or, honestly, the best thing to do, get that podcast application, subscribe, download the show, and then that way you'll have it the minute it's available every single Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Hey, we want everybody who watches iOS Today to participate in this because, well, we want you to be well represented. We do a yearly marketing survey. It's a way for us to get to know you. We don't track you, as you know. The only way we can find out anything about you is this voluntary survey we do once a year. We use it to determine what shows we should do, what subjects you're interested in, and it helps us sell advertising because advertisers always want to know a little more about you. But we don't keep any personal information. We don't ask for email addresses, completely anonymous, and you don't have to answer any question you don't want to answer. If you're interested in helping us out, go to twit.to/survey20, twit.to/survey20, and as the kids say, TIA. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next time on iOS Today.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Can't wait to watch the
Niners.
Chiefs win.